Good evening. Very good evening. Okay, so we were here. So I was just like double checking everything with the reference, like what I can modify. But this is, you can see, like there are a lot of difference in the main this design and the final design. So one more plate here that I missed. Control T. Like, how is your character going on? So is there any improvement, update, or anything?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, tell me.
It will be like for me, the chin part is there, right?
Hmm.
There it will getting problem in downside.
Chin part,
Uh,
under
uh,
chin,
side, sir, side one.
side. Okay.
Like ears is there, right?
Okay, ears
That
are
one
there.
it will be like L shape. It will come in. You give me the reference that one.
Yes, elf shapes. Yes.
Yeah,
There.
but I can't able to match with that. If it little bit, it will get confusion. If we going to match with that L shape, it will be shape will be totally different.
Uh, but why? Let me see. Just give me a second. I'll check the reference. Okay, so what
That
is this? Yes, what is the issue happening here?
sir, and open mouth how to do, sir?
Just open the mouth. Like you have used a base model for this, or you just sculpted with the sphere?
I'm using that base model.
Okay, so they already have a denture, already have mouth, like, in mouth teeth and everything is there,
Yes.
right? So you just have to open the open this thing. So what you can do is, let me save this. That is like opening is like pretty easy. Like suppose this one.
Yes.
Suppose this one I want to open. So percentage of lower perspective.
Sir, this Saturday, can you show me like in Spear also how to do in base mesh, sir?
Yes,
This,
yes, of course, I'll show you.
I learn do both the method.
Okay, no problem. So I select this, or maybe I can select mask it like this. This mask. Control shift and control together. Green mask. Control shift X. So it will increase the selection. Now you can see the in mouth.
Before what you did, sir? Control Shift click.
One second. Control shift and select the area.
Okay.
Do not select the rest of the area where you don't want that part area.
Okay.
Now to increase the selection, control shift X.
Control Shift X. Okay.
Yes, so it will increase the selection. Now you have only lower lips, and if you want to open it, now I can move this thing. I can mask also whatever I have to do.
Okay.
I can move it and then control shift, drag outside, reverse it, move it, control shift click, mouth open.
Okay. Understood.
So like this, you can open mouth and you can do it very easily.
Yes.
Okay, just give me a second. I quick save. Okay, here. merge down. Slightly small. Slightly elongated. Okay. And now this one. I have to cut this thing. So Shift F can check. And I can go to green rectangle, Control Shift click. Control Shift and drag it. It will cut this, but it's creating some little issue. So what I'll do, I need to hold this shape. So I'll go to Z modeler and add, like crease this loop, crease poly loop. It's not creasing, okay. Insert single loop. Just to hold the shape. Okay. And these edges. I can see clearly there is a gap. There's a hole. So what I'll do is I'll go first fix that. Geometry, topology. Then we have weld points. Weld it, Control T. Now it should work perfectly without any problem. Okay. Control W. So create a poly group. Shift F, you can see the poly group. Control Shift, click on this. Click again. It's hidden now. I'll go to delete all lower division and delete hidden. Now I can see the shape. So I need symmetry this shape. Let's see. Left to right. So I'll go to subtool master. We can mirror this. Oh, not this mirror, sorry, my bad. Topology, mirror and weld. Z direction. Uh-oh. It's not creating that shape. Why? Oh, local symmetry. Let me switch on. Yeah, now it's fine. So I switched on local symmetry. So it's working on local now. Weld I just increase slightly and weld points. and all these holes I need to fill. Close hole. I can fill it like this. And now I can apply a Dynamesh or ZRemesher so that it gives me clean geometry. Let's see, Dynamesh, tool W, Dynamesh again. So now it's become flat. X symmetry is on. Now, after that, now it's become a solid shape. I'll use ZRemesher. Very low poly shift, you can see very clean geometry. I'll do it multiple times to get a very clean shape. Okay, so you can see got the basic shape ready. And one more thing is here is elf ear. That ear I need to create here. Select the head, symmetry is on. So in ZBrush, you can see we already have a lot of shapes like human shapes and all these things are already there. You can see all these things are there, ears and all this thing, basic. So if you want, you can like use basic shape also. You can just simply extrude it from this. That also works perfectly. Scale, eyes and nose, between eyes and nose. Rotate slightly, push it inside. Don't worry about those gaps and all. Yeah, no holes at all. And now this here I need to extrude and create this thing, elfish. So I can use snake hook brush for this. Slightly bend and dynamize the model. So now there is both the things are same surface. And base also slightly broad. Mask, let's use lasso tool. Dynamesh, clean the shape. If you notice, you can see most of things are just pull, push, and create the shape. It's all about that. Move brush slightly bigger to create this nice curved bend. So now I can see by half of the things are going inside the hat. So I have to fix the pose now. So let's see. So to fix the pose, because I want to rotate, you can see by reference, it's a slightly angle, like its head is rotated in one direction, right? So I have created in straight front direction. So to rotate this, I won't do manually each and every part. There is something called this thing, T-pose master, transpose master. I can use this, so it will reduce. Like what will do, it will merge the entire model and create separate groups, polygroups for each and every part, and then it will open this thing in a separate tool. So and by this technique, I can retain all the subdivision level detail, layers, everything.
Sir, how it will work, sir? This T-pose subdivision.
Now I have to going to retopo. I'm going to pose the model. So first select your model and
Okay.
select your model, go to T-pose. Just click T-pose mesh.
It will merge every separate.
Everything it will merge, but it will retain the polygroups.
Okay.
So based on the polygroups, if you want, you can just simply select the model or isolate the model. So here
Okay.
I can see my body is either my body have to rotate or I have to rotate the head, any body, head, or maybe the hat, any one of them.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate the hat first. So Control Shift, click on the polygroups, hide all those things,
Okay.
which is part of hat.
Shift control click na, sir.
Yes, Shift Control Shift click. That's it. So my entire hat is gone, right? So now what I'll do is Control click outside. It will mask this thing. Control Shift click outside. It will bring back the model. Now this part is masked, so it's not going to affect my model. Now I'm going to rotate this slightly and then click again. Click again and okay, so click again. This hat I want to what do you call it, convert this into one polygroup so that I can select this thing at one click. So hat I have rotated, and you can see half of the things came out of the hat. Still my ears are inside. I need to pull them down and fit it here, and plus the head also from neck I need to rotate it slightly. So let's demask this thing and let's select all the parts that I need to rotate. Head, eyeball, eyelashes, this design, hair, hair. Basically anything connected to face. Select, click, and Control Shift, click outside. Now I got the head, and so you can see if I rotate this, it create problem here. So I have to rotate the neck only. So let's see what I can do is Control Z, Control Shift, drag outside. Okay. It should invert it. It's not inverting. Okay. Selection I have already, and I need to have selection for body's head separately. So let's see. Okay, that part I can just push back. This part I can push back. It doesn't look very nice. So Control W on this, no, Control Z, Control W. So entire head is hat and body is one polygroup. Control Shift F. I can see hide. And now let's see what I can hide. Okay, hide. Control click on the mask. It will like soften the mask. Control Shift click outside.
It's the soft on what is control
Control click on the mask. That's it.
click on. Okay.
Just click. Okay, now I have the mask for the head, neck, and now I have to hide the body. Control Shift click on hat again. So now except this part, rest everything will rotate. Symmetry, switch of X, symmetry. So it will rotate this. Rotate. You can make it slightly up and down, whatever I want. Deselect, Control Shift, click outside. So I can see my pose is kind of overall fine. Rotate. That ear I need to pull it down. That is something I can do here. Yes, I can do it here. So Control Shift click on the head. And this distortion also have to fix. So I'm just smoothing this area. Nothing fancy. Okay, now ears I need to, let's see, I need to see it. So ears I need to move. Okay, my bad. Ears I need to push outside slightly. So okay, that is something I can do in my actual model, not here, because it will might create issue. So basically this thing is done. So once I'm like happy with the pose and whatever I'm doing, I'm happy with that. Now I can just simply move to my actual this thing. Okay, slightly I need to move this one also. Like this. This I can do it in my actual model also. So let's keep it like this. Now I'll go to T pose subtool as sub T means basically subtool. Now if I click on this, it will transfer this pose to all the parts separately and retain all the high poly, all the subdivision level, anything is there.
Again, it will come back the same.
Same. It's for posing basically. So it will retain all the detail of your model, all information, all subdivision level, all layers, anything you have created, and just update the pose.
Okay. First we have to do T pose, then we have to T sub.
Yes. So you can see it came back and it's posing.
Same detailing.
Yes, detail, nothing will change. Only the mesh position will change.
Okay. Okay. Easy.
It's very easy, very convenient also, and it like posing becomes very easy basically.
Yeah, sir.
Otherwise manually if you try to do it, it becomes very difficult. You have to
Yeah,
go back to each and every subtool and manually rotate and change the position. So,
yeah, sir. You have to
yeah,
mask each and every.
yes. So it becomes very difficult. And with T pose now you can see I have all the subdivision. I can click this one. Let's see, and I'll check. See, you have all subdivisions. Everything is there. So nothing will go, and it won't become heavy also, because it's reading the lowest subdivision level and then working on it and then bringing back and projecting all the details, right? So it becomes super easy and plus handy to use because it becomes light, very light in on your system. Okay, so basic pose is ready. But still few things I have to fix. Ear, like ear, Shift F, and I can clearly see ears are separate subtool. So that means I can select them, invert, invert, and I can bring back this thing. And now if I want, I can work on it very easily. So what I can do is I can isolate this and not isolate, or max to max, I can keep the hair visible. Where is hair? I believe this one, yes. All those tentacles, so that I can align everything properly. Yeah, almost everything is visible. So now only the ear I have to work on. So let's see. Here now you can see if I start to try to work on symmetry, it won't work properly. So I'll switch off my symmetry because it's now it's posed. One second, guess. Just soften this thing slightly so that it won't affect or create cracks on the model. Those things I can fix easily. Behind this one, now I can isolate this one and see and fix all those areas. I can see my model is still very low poly. My head is very low poly. Okay, I can see, and now I can adjust all these things and fix the shape. Okay, let's make everything visible now. So ears are not intersecting anymore. And only one thing I can see here is this a ear? Yes, slightly intersecting here. So I have to push it down so that it's not, it should not intersect. Now it's fine. So those things you have to keep in mind, like nothing should intersect. Now I can see the head and body. So body I can rotate slightly. So symmetry is on. Please. Now it's much better. Those little small adjustments that we have to do. Almost cylindrical. This one I can see clearly, slight intersection. Have to fix this. So here I can see there like little issue in my model. Slightly push it back. Slightly push it back. BMT. Okay, placement is almost ready. Now this face I need to fix it. Like I should have remeshed the model before posing, because after posing remesh won't work in symmetry. So yeah, it won't work in symmetry. So I will remesh the model.
After T pose, it will not work symmetry, sir.
Symmetry won't work because a T pose if because you change the position, right? So
Okay,
it's
okay.
not at all symmetrical anymore.
After again we have to do Z remesh, then we can give.
First you have to do remesh, then
Uh,
T-pose.
okay.
So I missed that step. So that's why I'm doing. You can see now it retained the detail, but the only problem is you can see mesh is not symmetrical. There is no center line,
Okay. Okay.
right? That is the main problem. So though we are not creating any low poly for this, so if we have to retopo the model, so it's always better do it in like in normal standard idle pose, then pose it, then remesh everything, do everything, and then pose it. Anyways, just fix this area, and now fix the ellipse. BDS time standard. The detailing is later.
No, we have to do manually both sides.
Yes, so that's why like we have to fix this. We have to remesh the model first, then
Okay.
pose it. If I remesh it, so I'll fix that all this thing then only, and then I have to pose it. I did it first, so it makes my life a little bit miserable. So I have to walk extra. So
Okay.
if you do the remeshing first, then you don't have to do it.
First we have to do remesh, then we have to do T-pose, then we have to come back again.
Yes, like first remesh, and if there is any issue, like you can see after remeshing, I can see there is like detail loss and all these things, right? So
Yeah,
I,
sir.
I have to fix those things and then pose it. Like posing is once your entire basic detail shape and everything is freezed.
Okay.
So I by mistake I did it first, so it's a mistake. So understand that it's a mistake. I was supposed to do it first detailing, then
Okay,
posing.
okay, sir.
Okay. So you can see like it becomes a little tricky. So both the side equal pressure and height, it's slightly different. This will blend nicely. It's soft. So slightly like adding that expression. Like it's like in my reference, like side lips are slightly pinched. Just slightly outside. This looks much better. And slightly chin is smaller. Now it's like much better. Previously it was little too elongated, so I reduced it. Okay. So let's like add some color so that it looks kind of fine, because right now it looks very gray and this thing. This is something standard I use, like slightly add color so it makes your life little easy. This color. So I'll switch on MRGB, material RGB. So is this material and plus RGB value? So let's go to higher division and color, fill object. So now this thing is of this color. So let's fix eyelashes and all. So here I can see the upper, all these things are different color. So I have to separate them. So let's see, control shift F, shift F. Okay, separate, hide this one, this one, this one. So these two only, these two. So I can separate them, control. So let's, okay, shift F only. Let's separate them. Split, oh, sorry, cancel. Split, group split. So group wise, everything is splitted now. So this thing is black in color, full black, color, fill object, this base, color, fill object. And these things are more of a reddish magenta-ish color. Something like this, slightly more red. If I want, I can reduce the saturation slightly. Fill object, this is also same. Fill object, this is also same. I filled all those colors. Go back to white so I can see everything now. All these colors and everything is visible. And all these here. With cap, let's create the hat. The hat I'll do later. Let's do the this thing. Tentacles. This thing is gold. I can select this gold color. Fill gold. The border of this thing also gold. Control Shift. Only this section. Fill gold. Inverted. Inverted part is like more of a shiny object. Skin shader, back to the pinkish tone. So all these things are kind of same color, but they have gradients. So those gradient I have to paint. Fill object. There has to be one more. It's this one. Fill object, and this one also. Fill object. Now this part, borders are same color, rest is different. So let's see, fill one color or change back the color. So yeah. So both the eyes. So you need to like it was in symmetry, so I have to fix that. Let's make it slightly flat, BCB, and create this pinch here instead of this side. So kind of give you like similar looking, both like same side. Now eyes are usually little white, so I like to keep them slightly off-white, yellowish in tint. Fill object, and now we have to paint the eyes. So eyes, I can see eyeball are pretty big and colorful. So let's see, let's work on one eye. If required, I can just simply duplicate one eye. I'll delete one. So let's work on one, this one. So standard. Or I can use mask, insert, and use alpha. Yeah, I can use this -100. It's pretty big. Let's see how big it is. Not this big. Almost touching the surface here. Control D, increase the poly count slightly so that you have enough amount of polygons to paint a crisp, clean line. So this is like you can see pretty crisp. So first color will be isolate. So first color is dark. You can see there is a ring, dark ring. So first color will be dark. So invert it. And now only RGB, no mRGB, only RGB. That means only color value. Standard, freehand. Oh, my bad. ZID is also active. Switch it off. Full black. Deselect. Control. So the color value is not visible. More of a yellow. Slightly inside. Mask. Invert. Paint the yellow. Like this is what, like I can do it like this, or there's one more technique is there. That is something I personally prefer most. So I created this black ball, and inside this I have to create the entire thing. So there's the easiest way, like super easy way that you can do is keep it like this. There's something, go to documents, there's something called zap link. Click on this, drop now, app link, and it will, if you're using it for the first time, it will ask where is your Photoshop exe file to browse it, and maybe 2028 to automatically reads that. So browse it and then click it, it will open Photoshop, and it will open as a photo image, and you can paint over that, and then you can just simply bring that thing back to ZBrush. It's
Okay,
like
this one we have to paint it in Photoshop, then it will work in ZBrush.
yes. So this is something I personally prefer because it gives me more freedom, because like you can paint it better in a better manner in Photoshop, right? You have better
Yeah, yeah.
control here. So like I can see the color. So
We
let's
can use like face also, we can do like that.
for everything, for everything.
Like face, it will be 360-degree, like 3D, right? Full.
No. We have to work on only one projection. It's basically projecting. So whichever angle you are in for
Depend on
ZBrush.
when you are going to sideway, you have to take again zip.
Yes. You have to take
Okay.
take again this thing, and then bring it and then do it again.
Okay, image based on we have to work.
Image based, yes, image based have to work, and plus we have to make sure this thing is like what do you call it, like you have enough pixels, because this is poly painting.
Yeah, sure. Understood.
You have to have enough pixels so it will work beautifully without
We are doing in ZBrush only, but it will easy to understand in Photoshop.
Yes. So you can, if I want, I can cut paste also, or
Yeah.
easiest thing, I can just simply recreate this thing in ZBrush, like super easy. Sorry, in Photoshop. Perfect circle. Fill black. Sorry, my bad. Full solid black. Then I can see there is a border. Then it is a yellow. This thing. So I can go to select, modify, contract, maybe 4-5 pixel, 5 pixel. Yeah, 5, maybe slightly more. Contract, 2 more pixels, and then this yellow. So I can pick the exact same color, fill it, and then we have this border. So I can contract this again. I can like do it in separate layer also, just for like speed up. I'm doing in same layer. Oh, sorry, no expand, contract. Maybe 20-23 pixels. So I have decent amount of space, gap. Then this red color. Then select again.
Layer by layer also we can do, and single
Yes,
layer.
layer by layer also you can do, and then we can single layer also you can do. Like it's
Same like
because
we are doing in base UV texturing, like that only we have to do it in image.
yes. So like suppose undo, sorry. Control J, Control T. I can do it like this also, layer by layer, and fill this color. Control J again, Control T, and this one have this pinkish color. Then Control J, Control T. So we can do it like this also. This is also perfectly fine.
Here we can use the gradient and all. It's easy to understand.
Yes, here we can use gradient, paint, and everything. It's easy.
Yeah.
So I'll just merge all this thing and just let's this highlight I don't want to add. So I just want to make it a little lighter in tone. Lock it, lock the layer. And for ZBrush models, we need to add slightly shadow and all. Oh, this thing I could delete. My mistake. I accidentally merged it with the base. Delete. Control D. Locking is remove the lock. So once I'm done with my painting and everything, just merge it with this layer one. Do not modify any of the layer existing. Like when you export it, do not modify anything. Just create a new layer, paint everything, then merge with layer one and preserve the mask. Do not remove the mask. Then Control S, save it. Go back to your ZBrush, re-enter ZBrush. It will project, pick up, and it will project all the detail here. What happened here? It projected, but it created some issue. 1 sec. Okay. I guess I painted this thing. So I'll just simply duplicate this thing to keep it like restored. And here, I guess I need to fill mRGB for this eye plus toy plastic, and color is slightly off-white. mRGB.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Which material, sir? This one you tie plastic.
Toy plastic.
Yeah.
It's here. It's already there.
Okay.
So it's, by default, it's there in ZBrush. It's for reflection and all.
Okay.
So it's gone. So now I'll just simply go back to my Zap link once again. Drop. It will open Photoshop. It will ask to update. Because I have created this thing already. I bring it here. That's why I didn't change anything. You can see position and everything is correct. Control E, preserve, layer 1, save. Go back to ZBrush and it should pick the entire color. See, everything is here, right? So
Yeah.
it becomes super easy. See, now I can paint great because manually, if I try to paint, it is not that easy. It will create problem. So if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do it like this, it will become super easy. So now I can see my eye and I can see where I need to paint shadow and all. Because for ZBrush files, you need to paint slightly shadow, because suppose you have a high poly and you want to add little shadow. So that's like kind of recommended. ZBrush RGB only, no add. Slight shadow. So it looks very nice. So now you can see this reflection now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it gives you a feeling of okay, realistic eye, real eye reflection, and all these things are there. So it looks better also. So we can create those things and you can see multiple reflections. And now this eye, I feel like I don't need this eye. So I can remove that eye very easily. So I can just simply isolate this and control shift and alt together. Right. Oh, it have multiple subdivision level. Oh, no trim. Select control shift alt. Control shift alt everything. All right.
We can't weld it, sir.
What to weld?
Like left to right, we can do like mirror.
Symmetry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Symmetry definitely we can do, but that is something because it's in pose now, so we cannot do it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hide this, delete hidden, control shift D. I just duplicated the eye, and now what I can do is I can just simply move it and place it here. So it will be easy for me to control. It becomes easy to control it. Right, so it becomes a little easy. Now those color and all I can fix anytime, or if required, I can rotate the model also and put it like this. Okay. Eyes is ready, and now I can see. Let's see. There's a lot of things I need to fix. Ears are like pinkish, some color. So, and face also have a lot of tones. Like suppose this is my face. I select this brush. I can use normal brush and color, and I want only RGB. So let's see, it's a skin shader and color is more of a pink. So let's pick this color and make it slightly more fleshy, more towards red and slightly lighter in tone. I can make it slightly red. Nose is slightly red. Our ear are slightly reddish in tint because we have thin vessels here. Thin skin is very thin here.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
After this, we will do texture in substance also. No?
For this character, no. For this character, because it will take a lot of time, right? For main character, we'll do low poly, texture, everything.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
That realistic character.
Yes, for that we'll do everything like from high poly, UV, texture. For this is something we created in ZBrush only, and polypaint everything, and how to like, because most of the reference you see this kind of character, these are usually high poly model only, ZBrush render. For this one, they have created texture, so like if you we can use directly high poly and create paint the exact same thing directly on that model. And cheeks are slightly warm, more towards red.
This character we are not doing any retopper, sir. From this
No, no,
one.
for this is only high poly, only high poly. Slightly warm. Slightly more red. Cheeks are slightly red. Dark red. Almost crimson.
In stylized, there is no detailing in lips and all, no, sir. That like it will be like flat on.
Flat, we will add little detail. We can have a slight details. That is something, not too much detail. Because
Not like
style,
a real
not like realistic. Usually they have like crisp
smooth
lines.
kind of thing.
Hmm?
Okay.
Few lines, just few lines. And let's see, eyes. Now in our eyes, the corners are full, this thing, full, what do you call it? Some eyeliner kind of thing is there. So I'll just simply paint this outline. So I'm painting this black so that from distance, it should not be visible, that white outline. That's what we do in for normal character also in games. Like if we have eyelash or something, we paint slightly eyelash here to blend it with the base, because anyways this inside part is not visible, so it can be red. Usually keep it like a maroon dark red color. In this is a stylized, in this case this entire thing is filled with black, you see. So now it blends with this. Here I can see, you can see slightly gap white, I can see visible. So just to control that, I'll paint black. And this should snap on the surface base. Try to blend it nicely. Pick this color and remove this darkness. this one, it will D couple of times. Base is slightly dark, so I can pick this color and make it dark. Okay, edges are slightly warm and little orangish. Got the gradient. And my entire face have freckles, and plus this part also have dark tones ears. So I'll pick this somewhere in between dark tone color and paint here. And edges are slightly warmer, more orangish. Nicely blended. And this part is slightly, I have this yellowish tint here. So I can select this cap and paint this thing here with a bigger brush. Intensity of color I can reduce very low so that it doesn't become full yellow. Correct. Face, I have still have some freckles, and for freckles I can use this spray, isolate, use the brush size, and you can see all the freckles. If I want, I can use alpha brush also to generate those patches. Let's pick this lighter tone and like fill and blend it nicely. Let's hide. Okay. Is it double? Yeah, double geometry delete. Okay, this all three I want to merge. Shift, move it up. Shift, move it up. So all three I can see. Merge down, merge down. All three are merged together. Control D, D. So I need to create those hairlines. Control D. Shift, I can see the topology is not very accurate. So what I can do here is I can use a Z remesher. The topology becomes kind of clean. Here, MRGB, fill color. Okay. Now I need those lines here. So to create that, I can use standard brush, and then I can use a freehand, and I can use a alpha like this, something like this, to generate those effect. Oh, sorry, Z add is off. MRGB and all these things are not required. You can see. and add all the details. And you can see it's pretty low poly. I'm not increasing the poly count. Reason, initially once I create a detail, then if required, if it's visible enough or it's required, then only I'll increase the poly count. Like Hyper doesn't have any poly limit, but it's still like why unnecessary increase poly count, because it will make your file heavy. Control D max to max one more time. Okay, I have to merge them or I have to split them. Solo shift. So they're like two separate poly groups. I have to split them. Group split. No solo. Group split. And group split. Everything splitted group in a group. Now select all these things, shift, move it up, shift, move it up. I'm moving them up so that I can merge them together and then color them together at once. Okay, not that happened. Move up, move up. Okay, let's merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down. I guess all of the things are selected together. Control W, one single poly group, and it's like more of metallic shiny thing. So I can use anything from here. You can see I'm not using matte cap because matte cap doesn't work with light. So I can have this metallic thing and color is little towards blue and quite dark. MRGB, no add, color. Control D, D. It doesn't look very shiny. Anyways, color is added and let's see what are the things we can do here. This is gold. Okay, so this one move up, this ring move up, this flower move up, then this thing also move up. So all three of them. Okay. Move up. Let's keep the flowers separate fully. Merge down, merge down. This flower is also gold. So if I want, I can merge it with this and fill it. So you can see like more I adding color, it's started to like look like the reference, because like you can see, you might have seen a lot of high poly renders that's there in ArtStation, and they have all this color and it looks like your high low poly model, kind of basic color coding and everything is already there. So this is what they do. They create all everything with full detail and then generate a low poly model, because showcasing a high poly also very important. This is brown in color, dark. See any other reference? Same only, same color. So basic color and all these things are here. All these ropes, if I want, I can just simply same, move them. Move them. Merge down, 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 down. All of them. Okay, this one also pending here. Merge down. They are little warm in color. The basic color coding is almost ready, and this thing also have to fix. Damn standard. There is a line, I missed it. Now we have to like add few more details, and like this thick color and everything we have to add, fix. This color also I don't like it. It should be darker. So I'll add some darker color. And this base should be slightly more variation. It should have slightly more variation. That is something I can do directly. Like now I can render this thing out very easily. I can do it in ZBrush itself. If I want, I can do it in what do you call it? Like key shot, and there is a like a render shortcut is there already available in ZBrush. You can use key shot directly.
We can render this one, so it is not take much time
What?
because it will be 12 million poly, right? It will take too much time, sir, for render.
Where in ZBrush?
ZBrush, Maya.
Okay, Maya rendering is entirely different process. In Maya, we cannot take 12 million polygons.
Okay.
But we can do something like we poly painted it, right? So if we export this as FBX supports poly paint.
Okay.
So we can use that technique and render this thing out. Like ZBrush also we can render. We can use Keyshot also. We can use Maya also, Maya Arnold renderer, and it gives you amazing render.
It will not come depth and all, right? Like Maya output, it will be good in Maya only. Maya or Keyshot.
Maya or Keyshot, yes. ZBrush it won't be that great because ZBrush you have very limited features. But if you do it in Maya or Keyshot, so it will be really good and plus give you better result because I can add lights and everything and like fix things, right? Here that those scopes are not there. That is something like if we want, we can definitely do it in Maya.
We need this kind of every detail. Then what we have to do again? We have to do retopo everything.
No. Like suppose you just want to render out your high poly model. We just have to decimate the model.
Okay.
We just have to decimate the model, and while exporting, there are few settings we have to take to retain the color. Otherwise, whatever we export from ZBrush, there is no color, right? So it won't have it. We need to switch on those options and then color it and then render it out. There are a lot of details remaining. There's like eyelashes and some dots and all those things are there. We'll add those. And if you want, if you want to render this thing out, I can show you. Show this thing. I have a I guess a older file is there. I'll show that. You can definitely render this thing. Let's see Maya.
Sir, this one, sir. This one is I seen in WhatsApp. I want to ask this one only before starting this.
Okay.
Looking pretty good in gaming kind of character.
This is gaming character only. This is a gaming character only. So this is this is for some older batch I created.
That model you have any low poly, sir? That model?
Yes, there's a low poly model. This one is mid poly that I rendered because I subdivided the model for rendering purpose, but I have a low poly model also.
1 second, sir. In case we don't have time to retopo, then we can do it in then we can do render.
If you don't have enough time and you just want to have something like this in your portfolio, you can just simply decimate this and render it. I'll show you one file. I'll show you. Just give me a second. I'll open that file. Let me see. So I believe this one only. So this character, you can see this is a high poly model. It's a high poly model from ZBrush. I modified a couple of things and then I rendered it out and then modified this thing, post-process it in Photoshop. So I'll show you the output also decent. Is the I don't have a JPEG. It's strange. Converts into JPEG. This is this same file, this one only from ZBrush. I rendered it in Maya. So this is something we can definitely do very easily. So if you want, I can show that entire technique, like how to render it out in this thing, Maya, entire process. Like we can import this file, this entire file. So, but before that, we have to polypaint the entire model. Then we have to import it into Maya, and then we can render it out very easily.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Can you show me that L shape chin part, sir?
Chin part, okay.
A little bit confusing about.
Okay, just give me a second. Save it. Okay, see it. So let's see and go to a sphere. So chin part, like chin part, what you want? Tell me. Like you usually we have, sorry, the
Open
yes.
that. I will tell you.
Okay, that character,
Left side. Sir.
like this one.
You give me, sir, for me reference. That not this.
Oh,
one.
that one. Oh, reference one. This one.
Not this one. That corner, sir. Chin.
Chin or a jawline?
Jawline, sir.
Okay. So let's see. So BMP. Okay, let's see. But if you're using this base model, then it should not be an issue. It should work without any problem. This one you're using, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So switch off. So make sure whenever you're working on like blocking, make sure you're working on symmetry and it's low poly. BMV, and switch off your perspective initially. Just pull the chin slightly, not too wide, and then this thing BCB. So now this base is not visible. The jawline is very prominent, very sharp. So I have to reduce this thing. So it's become slightly strong, and plus push this thing also slightly inside and then pull it slightly outside. And then soften it. So you get this thing very easily, very prominently, BMV. And now you can see it should be slightly up. It goes slightly inside. Just to enhance this edge, that's it. And like in your model, I can see the cheekbones, and this is like pretty prominent. If you're getting confused, check the shadow. Check the shadow, so it will become easy for you. You can see in this reference, always try to break down the shapes into a simple form. So here you can see like there's a boxy shape. This part is slightly light. So this jaw is slightly outside. This is slightly dark, but slightly going inside. And this part is again highlighted, means it's again coming outward to do outside. So those things you have to see. So this is slightly outside here, this part. And this part is going slightly inside your jaw. Almost same level, and this cheek, this line connects here. There is very less depression here. This connecting line is visible. This line is visible. Slightly prominent.
Okay.
Slightly more rounded. So is it touching this thing? So I cannot do this. Control inward. The upper lips are slightly open. BMV. Perspective. Slightly round. This connecting point is clearly visible. So to add something, and BCB label the point selected. Okay. Make it slightly prominent. So you can fix, and now you can add details and hair and eyes and all this thing. Eye also we need to make it a little bigger. So it will.
So next class, can you tell that in Sphere how to start base model?
Yes, yes, of course.
Saturday,
Saturday, yes.
afternoon or evening, sir?
After afternoon it will be better. So afternoon we can finish everything. So we'll have extra time. So
Yeah,
you can
sure,
do
sir.
that easily. Afternoon will be nice. Like this, we can see like slowly structure the thing. So based on your model, whatever you can see, based on that, we can fix those things. BCB clay buildup. So this part usually like you have those goes inside. So first create this thing, narrow it down, and then add all the bones and muscles. So we there's a muscle goes here, slightly, add it, soften it. This goes slightly inside, then it comes slightly outside. Very subtle deformations. So it will make your jaw bit prominent. Eyes and everything can make bigger, can make move things very easily. So it makes you see like a first block out in non orthographic, and then once your basic structure is ready, move to your like perspective, switch on your perspective, and then start creating this thing. Ears, BSH snake hook. So if I'm having difficulty, okay, I can definitely use You can see it's like quite fast. You can do it.
Okay, sir. I will.
Huh.
do-
So try this thing out. So by the time I'll just finish my poly paint, so I'll show you this how to create this BlockX class, block it, and the process how to render it around it in Maya as well.
Okay, sir.
Because Maya render is like if you want to, because ZBrush have limited resources, we can use Keyshot or we can use Maya. So I personally I feel Maya gives you better result because you have better control over light and everything, placement and tweaking things and shaders and all these things are like way better in Arnold as compared to Keyshot. Keyshot do have all these parameters, but still I personally I find it little like not that user friendly. So Maya is way easy, way simple. We can definitely do it very quickly.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we'll do that, and I'll send you the video and everything.
Sure, sir.
Okay, then. I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Welcome.